Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, out on another walk, and with me is the very wonderful Wayne Leal, otherwise known as Harold of Cardboard. That may confuse you, or it may not, depends if you saw our first video, because this is our second video. It's part 2. So if you didn't see the first one, go and have a look at that, then come back to this. We're having a lovely walk. It was about -2 when we started, but it may be -1 now.
Yeah, oh boy.
Hey, we've warmed up. We're in West Sussex, aren't we?
West Sussex.
We're in West Sussex by this very lovely body of water, which is the Weir Wood Reservoir, just south of East Grinstead in West Sussex.
Yes.
And we're on the Sussex Border Path. I'm assuming that's the border path with Kent, although we're quite far from Kent at the moment because we've got West Sussex, and so I'm confused about that.
We're here.
We're here, yeah. This is we're here. Can't you see us? Yeah. We're going to go that way. We're on the second half of our walk, which is going to loop around. We're going to pass somewhere, and I've never been there before, called Standen House, which is either a National Trust property or an English heritage. And then we'll get back to where we started, which was this lovely pub,
The old Dunning's Mill.
the old Dunning's Mill. So that's what we're doing. If you didn't see the first video, go and check it out, but we've got work to do. We saw some, actually we just saw a boat with some you know, fishermen on there having a lovely quiet fishing thing, and Wayne swam out to them and
stole their fish.
Stole all their fish, and we've ate that, so we're off. We're all ready to go walking.
Yeah, looking forward.
So I think we're going to go back up that way. So come on. Bit of mud here. We're just having to negotiate little bits of mud on the trip. You've got rather covered on one bit that we came down in the previous bit, didn't you?
Yes, a little bit.
So we're walking along this well, that was the Sussex Border Path. I'm not quite sure. This is a sort of different path now that we're on. I'll look that up and let you know, because it's be on my map somewhere, which is on my phone. But I was hoping that we'd get more glimpses and get closer down to the reservoir water, but we're not managing to do that. This is
Nearish.
a little, yes, nearish. There's this fence to stop you getting down to the water, which is a real shame. But there is a viewpoint, and there's a seat we can sit on here, like a pair of old fogies. Old-ish, yeah. So that's quite nice. And then we're going to wind a little bit further on, and then hopefully come up. But interestingly, both in part 1 and so far in part 2, we've not seen a single soul, have we?
No.
I mean, it's not an abysmally cold day. It's still, it's not raining. It's quite pleasant.
It is.
But normally you see somebody, you know, even if it's just somebody having to walk their dog, but no one. So
All of us.
they've someone's obviously told them in advance. The Bald Explorer is on his way. Get off the path. Filming. We're filming. No slacking. Come on.
On my way.
Well, Wayne, we've come up the hill now, and just you know, we've been on the flat for a bit, haven't we?
Yeah.
And now we're up on the hill, and we can look down on this back on the Weir Wood Reservoir, which looks great, and we can hear the geese, which is fantastic. But I wanted to bring you up here, just off, because this up there, if you can see that, that's an old megalithic burial tomb. Would have been covered in earth at one point, and that's all that remains of back in the megalithic time, just before the Neolithic people, and various bones have been found in there, and I'm talking absolute rubbish. Of course, never seen this before in my life. We came from the bottom Sorry.
I love it. I love it.
Pulling your chain there. And we just saw there's another rock over there, and there's another rock here. Some sort of sandstone, I think, weathered, just like a sentinel standing up there, looking fantastic. You mentioned it might be granite, didn't you?
But it was a guess, of course.
But I don't think there's any granite in this whole area. I think the geology is wrong for granite, but sandstone definitely. And the further east you go towards Tunbridge Wells, you do see there's a place called High Rocks. There's a lot of this similar sort of stuff there, and people go mountain climbing on it, or
nice.
you know when they
Rock
do
climbing.
Rock climbing without ropes,
Right.
where they just use chalk in their hands. My hands have got so cold now. But yeah, there's another bit round here, and I reckon this whole ridge here is probably a big sandstone outcrop, but it's covered in bracken. So anyway, I just thought I'd point that out.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Cool discovery.
I'm hoping that we're on the right track to get to this Standen House, which should be up here a little bit, so we're going to persevere.
Sounds good.
If we're wrong, you'll see us walking back that way. Luckily we are on the right track, Wayne, you'll be pleased to know. And we have come up to Standen House, which is just behind us. If I move a little bit you might see it. We're not as close to it as I thought we would be, but you know, that's what you get on a map, you don't always see it. I know that I don't really know much about it. As I said before, I think it's National Trust or English Heritage, and they put on exhibitions and that sort of thing. But originally it would have been somebody's lovely country house with all these amazing views. Just as we came here, this is as a side note, we noticed two bobble hats, a bit like mine. I have got my bobble hat here, a bit like mine, coming up another path, and I just asked them if we're a bit confused, if this was the right place to be to see Standen House, and they were a nice couple, weren't they?
They were very, very nice.
And actually the chap, they sort of in Hawkhurst area, in Hawkhurst is in East Sussex, I think it's not quite in Kent, and he goes around making sure all the walks are well signposted and cuts down the trees and you know, makes sure the paths are uncluttered. But they were really nice.
Very, very nice. Enjoy a lot of walking, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a nice vibe just chatting to them. So it's great. You meet people on these walks and they can be so friendly. And funny enough, they're going the same route that we are. So we let them get ahead.
We're set.
And the weird thing was, we just said, hadn't we? We hadn't seen anybody else, and neither had they. So anyway, we've got about a mile or so to go, so we better get on. I'm getting cold and I want that cup of tea or coffee at the other end, so
sounds lovely.
we better crack on. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to put on my comedy hat, ladies and gentlemen. It is. It's getting a bit. Are you getting cooler?
No. A little cooler, yeah.
Yeah.
In the fingers.
I've got my fingerless gloves on. Look, we're welcome. I don't know if you can see that. That's we've come down to the official entrance to Standen House, and we've come in a sort of a roundabout way. On that little path that we were just walking, we saw, and I pointed to the headquarters, the UK headquarters, or the world headquarters, is it? Of
UK world, yeah.
Of the Scientologists.
Scientologists.
Ron L. Hubbard's religious people thing. I'm not a member of that, I'm just to make that clear. But it's a huge building.
Huge. And
it's all over there. And I believe that Tom Cruise was anxious to see me, actually. He'd flown in specially, but I said, well, you know, Wayne is here. Harold of Cardboard is here. Far more important. So that's what we're doing. Now we're nearly at the end of our walk. We're just going to go down this way a little bit more on another footpath, and we'll get back to the pub. So we're nearly there.
Nearly there.
And at the pub, there's a nice hot black Americano waiting for me with my name on it.
Mine too.
And yours too. We'll argue over it. I've made it. Oh, the old Dunning's Mill. Have a seat, Wayne. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For joining me on this walk, and thank you very much for watching. We've arrived back at the starting point. You may remember on episode 1 we actually started on the swings, which were just round there, but I've actually parked here, and this is our meeting place where we met.
Yes.
And now that's it. Did you enjoy the walk?
It was a lovely, lovely walk, and we're ready for a nice warm cup of coffee.
Absolutely. In fact, I may even see if they've got some hot warming soup. That might be what's going to fill my belly.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the car noises, lots of cars whizzing past. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, become a patron, support what we do, and we'll see you on the next one. You've got to go back to the States, haven't you?
On my way.
Yeah. So anyway, nice to see you. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
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 Right, hot soup. What's your favourite soup?
Any.
Any.
Cream
After
on.
a walk like this.